Change in Color is inclusion, diversity in faces, cultures, and stories. A break from the traditional narrative in media we see every day. I'm India Johnson. Join me as we highlight the beauty and the struggle. Change in Color.
My name is Ky'Tavia. I'm a second year history pre-med major. My goal is to be an OBGYN to help especially women of color.
My name is Maya. I am a sophomore here at UCLA, and I'm a psychology major, and I'm a film minor.
And Afro-Latina means you could be black and Latina, like you can have like a black parent who's not connected to the Latino community at all, or like a Latino parent, or you can just be like a descendant of the diaspora in countries, you know, that have black people in them. But I mean, I feel like it's open to interpretation.
Yeah, I think for me it's a little personal. I think for me, having this identity kind of makes me feel special in a way, just because not everybody has this identity, and they're two separate identities and two separate kind of ways of living and being in cultures, but they kind of complement each other really well. The cultures are different, you bring them together, and they're both like, you know, good food, loud, like like
lots
it's just
dancing,
it's just
parties.
like, it's all in one.
It's like lots of things that are like similar in both cultures. I mean, and then they have like similar bad things, like, you know, internalized issues. Like there is colorism in both communities. Anti-blackness does run rampant, and like, you know, there's the issues of immigration. We don't talk about lots of black immigration, but we do have similar things with that as well. And we have police brutality affecting both communities. I don't know, even if you're not both, in some way your life is impacted or it's similar in some way to the other.
So I think Latino, to me, I think it can mean, like you said, it can mean different things to different people depending on where you grew up. So I'm from San Diego. People I went to high school with, the only like Latinos that they were exposed to were Mexican. And so for them it was just like, you know, when they hear my mom speaking Spanish, they're like, oh, you're Mexican. And I'm like, no, I'm not actually. You know, you can't just assume somebody's dark skinned, that they're Dominican or that they're just Mexican if they're speaking Spanish. And I think in California, like, it's very easy for people to just kind of assume that somebody's Mexican.
Sometimes it's a little bit tiring educating people. I just think it's important to note that it's different than being Hispanic, because Hispanic means you're Spanish speaking and you can just be not connected to the community at all and just speak Spanish. Like you can be like somebody who's white, who grew up in North Dakota, family's, you know, French, and you are Hispanic because you speak Spanish. So that's really important, I feel like, to highlight, people just think, oh, you know, Hispanic, you know, and they don't really know what it means.
I think for me, being in two separate cultures, it's a lot about code switching. Code switching is like a big thing. I noticed my dad would go to work, and my dad, you know, he wears a suit to work, and he works with a lot of like, not necessarily white people, just non-black people. And so I'd like go to work and I'd be like, Dad was like talking weird today. And I was just, because he was code switching, he was talking, he was in a professional environment around white people. So he was like, hello, like how, you know, he was like doing his job. And then we'd get to Texas and he would talk like I'm used to my dad talking, and he would even play it up. So I think for me, it's like figuring out what it means to fit in when I'm in one place and when I'm in another. And for me, a lot of that is just like body language, the way that I speak, like kind of the tone that I use.
I'd say like not even family related, but just like growing up and like with black folks as well as Latino folks, it was really hard to fit in with either. I felt like I had to be black because that's what I looked like. Afro-Latina is not being discussed in the media or not being discussed properly is really crucial to me. As you know, growing up not knowing certain actresses were Afro-Latina myself, which is, I don't know, not embarrassing, but like, wow, I didn't even know, like, you know, like Lala or Gina Torres. Even if they are visible, there's still this debate about like existence. It's really difficult seeing that because it's hurtful. People are trying to like erase your identity, and like you're fighting to like just say, oh, I exist, you know what I mean? Like I shouldn't have to fight for my existence when it's valid. I think we should correct it by having actual roles for Afro-Latinx people that don't have them fitting into one box or the other. It's one thing to have them there, it's one thing to have their stories told. Like I feel like that would just educate so many people.
So Black Panther just came out. This is just right at the top of my head. Black Panther just came out, and you know, there's Lupita Nyong'o, and I don't know the woman who plays like who plays like Okoye or something. I don't know her name, but they're both beautiful, dark-skinned women. And I was talking with my friends yesterday, and my guy friends admittedly are the kind of guys who are like, oh, she's hot, like I'd bang her. That, you know, that's how they talk about women. But they were like, I think she's pretty. And I was like, okay, so if she were white, what would you be saying? People want to be black, but they don't want to be dark. You know, like God forbid they're dark. And people look at me and they're like, I'm like, yeah, I'm black, and they're like, yeah, but you know, like you don't have to worry about that. Like you're light skinned. I would say that I'm proud of my identities. Have I accepted them? Well, that's another question. I think it's definitely something I'm coming to terms with, and I think for me the struggle will always be, what does it mean for me to be black?
I agree with Maya. I feel like I'm definitely proud of who I am and where I come from, and both parts of me and all the parts of me I don't even know. But definitely accepting them is hard, and it's just the question of like, am I black enough? Am I Latina enough? Or I just made me feel comfortable with being myself and not having to frame myself in a certain way to be palatable to other people of my cultures, you know.
Yeah. I think some advice that I would give to younger Afro-Latina generations, I think would be, down in your core, like in your very essence, you are, you know, you're beautiful, and like you have this identity that not everybody has. But I think just to be proud of who you are and realize that like that internal struggle that you're facing is like beautiful, and it's like one that you should be on, and one that should be difficult at times.
Yeah.
But that's part of finding who you are. This is just like an extra layer that we get to kind of discover and unfold.
I think that what she said was so cute and beautiful. It was good advice. I probably needed that.